members of the Alamo Forest Partnership that doesn't work for a sponsoring organization. I just do it because I want to plant trees in San Antonio. And in that vein, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the winner of our Volunteer of the Year Award and explain to you why he is the nominee of our choice. When Mr. Pete Alaniz began his teaching career, a lot of us were very in tune with Earth Day. And now it's 40 years later, and Earth Day has become an integral part of our lives. And Pete has continued during all that time to work within his schools, within his classes, and within his community to do projects and to do educational exercises that all relate to trees, nature, our climate, and a variety of related community-based issues. So for those of us who believe that trees for San Antonio is a great priority for a community, they just haven't quite been able to fulfill that task, I'd like to introduce Mr. Pete Alaniz, science teacher from South San High School.
Yeah, right, Pete! Woo!
While Pete is coming up, I want to tell you that he was the unanimous nominee. He's one of those people that arrives with his students. They're well organized. They know how to operate independently. They work very effectively, and they are just wonderful people to be around. Pete?
Awesome. Woo!
Thank you, Lisa. I'm truly honored to receive this award. I'd like to first of all thank my South San family, Superintendent Ron Durbin, my principal, Ms. Charlene Walden, and my wife who's come with me today to celebrate this special day today. When people ask me, why do you plant trees? That question usually comes from my students. I usually tell them it's as easy as breathing. Secondly, I tell them, if not me, then who? And thirdly, I do it for you, because then you'll answer the same questions. I want to make sure that everyone understands that this is not a hard task. Anyone can plant trees. The hardest task is to truly appreciate the significance of those trees and the values that we get from them. Many of you can simply say, well, it gives us shade, but it's built values in your own families. You can go all the way back to playing hide and seek behind those tree trunks. You can remember finding refuge up in a tree, waiting until the temperature just simmered down. You remember climbing trees to reach high branches you can see far off into the horizon and learn where you might be in the future. Every time that we ask our children to plant a tree, it should be more than just digging a hole in the ground. It should be more than just having it grow for a few years. It should be something we should protect for posterity. And these children that we have in our presence today are already learning how to plant trees. My students at South San High School have learned that they are doing what is done throughout the world. What they do in their community is just as important as what people do throughout the state, throughout the nation, and throughout the world. San Antonio, Texas is one of the leaders in this area. We educate and we make sure that we follow through. And I ask all the municipalities in the state of Texas, all the officials that rule over these municipalities, to please take very good care of our trees. Make decisions based on the welfare of those trees and the children that will inherit them. Thank you.
You could have put in a plug for the tree.
Thank you, Pete, for those remarks. The actual award is two parts, and possibly one is the memento that I have in my hand, which I'm going to give to Pete in half a second, and the other is one of the lovely large trees that you see here at the ceremony, where as soon as Pete tells us where he wants it in the ground, we'll put it in the ground for him. So Pete, congratulations, and allow me to give you this handmade of native woods. This is a pen. I encourage you to come take a look at it. This particular one is made from Texas live oak, and it's a small example, but a beautiful example of what we can do with our native woods here in Texas. Thanks, Pete. Thank you very much.
All right, we're almost done. You're doing good. Let's have a little test though, because the teacher's here. What were the 3 things he tells this class? It's as easy as breathing. What? If not me, who? And what was the other one?
For you.
It's for you. Very good. Oh, see, you're paying attention. That's